Hey everybody, it's Mark, aka The Drunk Bunny, back with you again today for another new video. Today is going to be my 2018 Record Store Day haul. Now, I did not pick up any exclusive records for Record Store Day. I didn't get up early. It was my birthday, I slept in. But I still managed to take advantage of some sale prices. I picked up 2 records, and I think 3 CDs, something like that. So I thought I'd go through those. Spent $60 in total. So I took advantage of some sale prices, got a couple decent deals on some records, and some pretty good deals on some CDs as well. So I'm going to go through some of this stuff. It's brand new, so I have to, so I'll be opening it up on camera for the first time. I'm enjoying a brew today. This is the Oatmeal Stout from Sam Adams. I'm finishing up a winter pack that I've had for months, but this is pretty good. It's okay. It's not the best out of the winter pack. I think my favorite's the chocolate Bock. But anyway, yeah, we're just gonna take it easy, get into these records here. It's not that I don't want to pick up Record Store Day exclusives, but the thing is, they're so much more expensive than regular records. And I didn't feel like getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning for what was on the list this year. I just wasn't really thrilled about any of it. I mean, there's a couple things, yeah, I'd like to have it, but I'm not going to get up again at 4 o'clock in the morning to go line up to get that, you know. If it was something that Green Day put out that was really cool, yeah, I'd probably get up and line up, but some of the other stuff, not so much. Alright, so we're going to save the 2 records for last. Let's go through the CDs here. Let's just start out with this one. I actually have my receipt here, so I can kind of tell you what I paid. So this one here, all the CDs were at least 20% off. Everything was at least 20% off. The records were both 20% off, and then the CDs were either 20 or 40% off. So this one here, kind of interesting. This is Bare Naked Ladies with Stunt, I believe is the title of this. You can see this was originally $1.99. I ended up getting this for $1.59. That's crazy. And it's in pretty good condition. There's a little crack in the case, but nothing major. This is just a really fun band. I don't actually own any of their stuff yet. This is their first album of theirs. This has their big hit 1 Week on it, which I'm sure you're familiar with. Everybody, I would think, ever has heard that song. It's from 1998 on Reprise Records. This is a fun pop rock band that I listen to occasionally. Really just picked this up because it was so cheap. But yeah, I do love that song, 1 Week. Next up here, this is also kind of interesting. We have Billy Joel with River of Dreams. I'm actually a fairly big Billy Joel fan. This is the first album of his in my collection, though. Usually just listen to his hits. Don't really get into the actual albums themselves. I believe this is the final record that Billy Joel put out. This was 1993 on Columbia Records. Really big fan of the title track, River of Dreams. Don't know if I've heard any more of these songs. But yeah. Interesting. I paid $2.39 for this. Real cheap. Next up, we've got the Bouncing Souls, or Bouncing Souls. I don't think there's a the. It's just Bouncing Souls. Maniacal Laughter is the title of this album. This is, I think, the second album by the Bouncing Souls. Really good punk band. I actually don't really know a whole lot about their music. I haven't listened to much of it, but I've heard lots of good things about them. Really good punk rock music from the 90s, I believe. This came out... There's no date listed. Let's see if there's a date anywhere on here. 1995 on Chunksaw Records. It's interesting. I believe they're from New Jersey. Punk band. yeah, not much else to say about them. Definitely interested in checking out their stuff more in depth. Okay, and this was the CD I was most excited for. You've got Against Me. This is Americans Abroad, live in London. This is their first live album, released in 2006 on Fat Records. Against Me, one of my favorite punk bands of all time. This was $7.99, I believe. Yeah, got $2 off. One of the few Against Me albums I don't own. I own all of their stuff. Not all of it, but all the albums that I own are on CD. I do not own any of their albums on vinyl. I would like to eventually. But there's the back. This is brand new as well. Yeah, I just kind of jumped on this when I saw it. I have their other live album. Let me actually pull it real quick. I've got it right here. 23 Live Sex Acts, which was released in 2015, I do believe. Yep. Pretty soon after the release of Transgender Dysphoria Blues. So this album was released just before Thrash Unreal. That's the song from it, but just before New Wave came out. So let's see if I can get this open. I was slightly disappointed in their selection of punk records this time. Usually they have a really good selection. When I went on Record Store Day, they really didn't have a great selection, but it was decent. I have a feeling because of the sale was well publicized, that maybe it was a little picked through. Okay, it's going now. Alright. This is kind of interesting. I don't know if you can notice, but this has a white tray, which is actually kind of cool. You don't see that very often. Normally it's either black or clear. Fits with the whole white theme of the record. Really interesting artwork. There. So, this is a lot of their early stuff on it. Live versions of their early work. Kind of cool pictures there. Some of the band members. Yeah, some credits on that last page there. So let me actually take a quick look at the track list. Let's see. Ooh, that's really hard, really hard to read. So yeah, a lot of stuff. This was after Searching for Clarity came out. Searching for a Form of Clarity. So there's lots of stuff from that album. Lots of stuff from Against Me as the Eternal Cowboy. Lots of stuff from Reinventing Axl Rose. I think there may actually be a cover or two on this as well. 17 songs in total. So really interesting. Live album from Against Me. Had to pick that one up. And I picked up 2 records. I'll show you the first of this one. First one here. So we have Sleater-Kinney with No Cities to Love. Now, Sleater-Kinney is a band that I have not talked about at all on my channel, but I have heard amazing things about this band. I've heard amazing things about this record. And I listened to a few of the songs, really started to dig them. So I'm thinking I'm really gonna like this album. This was only $15. Yeah, they were a band that was pretty popular, if I understand correctly, in the 90s. They really thrived off of the Riot Grrrl movement. I believe really good alternative punk type music, from what I hear. This is from 2015 on Sub Pop Records. And I do believe this was like their first album, like after a hiatus, after they came back from hiatus. So really interesting. I don't know if you can read the hype stickers there, but it does say the first great album of 2015. And it also has a little sticker on the MP3 download code, which is included. And this does look like it's a tri-gate fold, I think. So let's open this up. This is very sturdy. Let me get my scissors. See if I can open this. Without damaging it. There. Just gonna rip off the plastic because there's no way I can open it if it's a tri-gate fold while keeping the plastic on. So try to save those hype stickers and get those put back on the record. Okay. There's the artwork. Really love this cover. It's really beautiful art. Okay. There's the first little bit there. I don't know if that's lyrics, or if that's just a poem, or what it is. Okay. Here's the... It's going to be bigger than me. There's the whole thing right there. Pretty cool. All three band members, I'm assuming. Okay. So the record's over here, I do believe. Yeah, so there's the custom label there, side A. Very minimalistic artwork. Well, it's not even artwork, it's just writing there, font. Come on. There we go. So there's, that's side B and side A. It's on standard black vinyl. Let's see if there's anything else here. There's a download code. So, if anybody can use this and would like to have it, they may certainly do so, if you can even read it. Not sure how well my camera's focusing, but we'll see. If that worked, great. If it didn't, I'm sorry. I never know how my camera's gonna focus or not. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Yeah. I believe we got an insert. Yeah. Okay, so there's a track list. Maybe you can read it. I don't know. Some credits on the back. Again, sticking with the minimalistic theme. Just some lyrics. Black text on white paper. But I do kind of like it. It goes with the theme of the album. Or the artwork just as a whole. It's very minimalistic with the white theme going on. So yeah, Sleater-Kinney. Keeney. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. No Cities to Love. Like I said, I've heard a couple songs off this record. I think Surface Envy, I really like that one. And the title track, No Cities to Love, I believe I have heard that one, and I really liked that one. Like I said, I've liked what I've heard. Don't know why it took me forever to check them out. But, yeah. And then this one, probably the one I was most excited for. I picked up Lazaretto by Jack White. This is the Ultra LP, as you can see. So this is the famous album that has like a bunch of special like effects on it. Actually like pressed into the vinyl itself. Yeah, this was originally $25.99. Picked this up for only $20, which is pretty cool. There's the back. This is probably my favorite Jack White solo album. I don't know if you could bring the track list or not, but oh. Again, if you can get that, if the camera will focus, feel free. I don't need the download code, so if someone else can get enjoyment out of it, that's awesome. Alright, so here's the insert with some lyrics. And here's the LP itself. Okay. So this will be side 1 and side 2. There's a few really interesting things about this album. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on camera, but this side is a regular, like, shiny finish. This side, side B, is supposed to have a matte finish, and you can kind of tell the difference. I don't know how well, but in person you can really tell the difference on each side of the record. There's also, in the dead wax, which I think you can kind of see how there's a lot of grooves in the dead wax, there's actually a hologram carved into the, or pressed into the vinyl there in the dead wax. And when you're actually playing this record, it will look like a dancing angel in the dead wax if you shine a light onto it while you're spinning the record. Now, my turntable is not working right now, so I can't really show it to you on camera. Maybe one of these days I'll be able to get either get it repaired or get a new turntable. I mean, I'll be able to show you guys what it looks like because on or you could just look on YouTube. It's really cool. Looks really cool. There is also two songs pressed into the label. Oh, trying not to drop this here. 2 songs pressed into the label on each side, so there's actually grooves in the label. It won't sound very good, but there is actually music under there. Let's see, I believe on side B it is. On side B, if you put the record, or put the needle on one place, it will play the electric intro to the first song on side 2. If you put the needle a little bit further, or a little bit back, I don't know which, you're going to get an acoustic intro to the first song on side B. Lots of just really cool novelty things. Jack White is like a vinyl nerd, like me, and he always does really cool things with his pressings. This one was by far the coolest that I have ever heard of. All kinds of firsts, I think, for vinyl presses. And yeah, I really wanted to get my hands on this album, and I'm really happy that I found a copy for pretty cheap. So yeah, really excited to pick that one up. I was happy my record store had it. So yeah, that's it for my Record Store Day 2018 haul. Like I said, no exclusives. If there's something better on the list, for my taste, I mean, there was some good stuff on this year's list, but if there's something that really hits home for me, I would love to line up one of these days, get up early, line up, and pick up some exclusives. But you know, it just didn't feel right for me this year. Also, I was just tired and I needed to kind of rest for the weekend. So yeah, but I ended up picking up some pretty cool things. Let me know your thoughts on what I picked up on the music. If any of you guys are familiar with these bands and artists. I do have maybe a couple album reviews, at least one though. At least one album review coming this week, so stay tuned for that. Go ahead and leave me a like if you enjoyed this video. Hit that subscribe button down below to stay tuned for future content, including my album reviews that are coming very, very soon, I promise. And hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day. Bye.